The primary system is really interesting because it's spread out over time, and how people perform and what other states do, what voters in other states do, affects how other people behave in their primary, right? So election night, it's one night. This is your night. And everyone votes at the same time. So that effect doesn't apply to the general election, but it does for primaries. So it's a really fascinating thing to look at. So Will was talking about, at the end there, he said, well, how do Bernie Sanders, how does he respond? But how do his voters respond, right? Do they get super ticked off and vote even harder? I guess that's how Bernie, it depends how he responds. Right? Is Bernie gonna roll over and be like, well, we did okay, let's see how we do? Or is he gonna get fired up at the establishment and fire his base up? How are the Biden supporters in Michigan gonna respond next week? Are they like, oh, it's in the bag now, right? Because we talked earlier about story arc and how the media, I think, perhaps created this story arc of, oh, he's setting expectations really low, right? Oh, Biden, is his campaign over? What is he gonna do? He can't recover. Knowing that he would do pretty well in Super Tuesday to create this grand story arc of, oh, the comeback kid, right? So maybe, though, it's going to backfire now. Maybe he's like, oh, the presumptive nominee, he's walking away with his supporters in Michigan are like, man, I don't got to vote today, it's cold. So how do these different variables affect people's behavior in Michigan? Really interesting. So there's two kinds of voters. For lack of a better word, we'll call them the principled voter. There's a better word there somewhere, but we'll call them the principled voter or the bandwagon voter. It's an interesting phenomenon, and I don't know if it's good or not. I'm inclined to think it's not, but I could be convinced either way. It's called information cascade and herd behavior. There's a lot of literature on this, and it can really get in the weeds. But I think this is the easiest example. So imagine you and your wife, and this has happened before, you and your spouse, you're walking around downtown, you're looking for someplace to eat dinner. And you come to a corner, and there's two restaurants right next to each other. And it's super early. It's like 5 o'clock. But you're hungry. But it's 5 o'clock, so they're both empty. And you don't know which is better. Where do you go? Do you go there or do you go there? And you're like, man, I don't know. So you randomly choose A. You're like, let's go to that restaurant right there. So then another couple comes by, and they're faced with the same choice. And they don't know which to go. But they see that one restaurant's empty. And they're like, oh, well, that must not be any good. There's people in this one. This one must be better. So that second couple, they make the assumption, the bad assumption, the unwise assumption, that the first couple has more information and therefore made the better choice. Like, oh, those people must have known something that I don't, choosing restaurant A. So therefore, it must be better. I'm going to go there too. And then the cascade starts, right? So the next couple comes, and then the next couple, and then the next couple, and then you have a big crowd in restaurant A, and there's no one in restaurant B. Every couple all night now, they come and they assume that everyone before them made the rationally objective, or the rational, objectively right choice. Right? This restaurant is so much better than B. And if they only knew, really, that the first couple chose restaurant A because the guy really had to go to the bathroom and this one was 10 steps closer, right? And that's really, he didn't choose it because the food's better. He didn't choose it because he knew anything different. He didn't choose it because it's the best restaurant in town. He chose it because he really had to go to the bathroom and he could see the bathroom sign. And we're gonna go there, right? That's it. So that's herd mentality, information cascade. Momentum in these elections, unfortunately, I really think it's not good. I don't know, I'm curious if you have a different take, but I'm gonna go with that. I think it's unfortunate that momentum is so important, right? How many people on Super Tuesday states were influenced to vote for Biden because of how well he did in South Carolina? It shouldn't make a difference, right? It shouldn't. If you're a voter in Colorado, how Biden did in South Carolina should make zero difference, right? You either like Biden or you don't like Biden. Who cares what the people of South Carolina think? But there's so many bandwagon voters. And if you're a principled voter, you don't care. I'm gonna vote for my guy. I'm gonna see how it shakes out. But there's so many bandwagon voters. I don't know what percentage of voters are bandwagon voters or not. But the bandwagon voters are like, oh, he's showing momentum. And then they use that as their rationale. And they use words like he's electable, right? That's when people say electable, that's what they really mean. People rationalize it by saying, oh, he has the best chance to beat Trump, or he has the best chance to unify the party. But really, people just like to join the crowd. Slater Crusaders, thanks for watching the first on YouTube. If you want more, like, subscribe. We got plenty.